So I know this is a contrarian way to think about this, but I think in terms of loving yourself, you and I, we already love ourselves. And I know that because we think about ourselves, we tend to think about ourselves more than we think about anyone else. And this is especially true for people that don't love themselves because they are thinking about how much they don't love themselves. So they are still thinking about themselves. One of the most important lessons I learned as a coach, and one of the main things that's kept me in the industry so long, is the power of being there for someone else. I cannot tell you how many times I would be having a terrible day for whatever reason. And I would just be in this terrible mood, and I would find myself fantasizing about working in a cubicle so I could just sit there and pout by myself and wishing I was in that so I didn't have to go out there and be positive for someone else. But then I had no choice. I had to go out there and run a session, and I didn't want to go and mope around. They deserve, this is their 1 hour. A lot of people, it was the best hour of their day. It was the only hour of positivity because they're coming from jobs they hate and lives they're miserable at, and they get to do one positive thing for themselves. And how could I, as a coach, be moping around? I need to be that source of positivity. But what I found in having to do that is by me having to focus on them, ask questions about them and their day, and encourage them, I would always, 100% of the time, leave that session feeling more encouraged, feeling more positive. When you want to think better about yourself, like this isn't something that you can just manifest. We try to think our way into positive action, meaning we tend to blame lack of motivation as to why we're not acting. Oh, I don't feel a certain way. We can't think our way into positive action. We must move our way into positive thoughts, into positive thinking. Okay? And so if you find that you lack purpose, you lack fulfillment, that you just can't get out of this negative mindset, be there for someone else. I love this quote. I think C.S. Lewis authored it originally. Humility is not thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less. Because like I said in the beginning of the video, whether you are thinking highly of yourself or thinking low of yourself, you're still thinking of yourself. And this is that's a self-perpetuating cycle. The more you focus inward and the less you focus outward, the more you just focus on all the crap. And it's a trap. And don't get me wrong, like for me, back to when I would be leading a session, like I would still have to address those issues that were leading to my negative mindset. Like I would still have to address those things. So this isn't, because a lot of people will take this and they're always there for someone else, but never there for themselves. And that's a trap too. Because the reality is, in order to really be there for other people, you must be there for yourself. You have to start with yourself. It's like they say when you're going down in a plane crash, right? If you've flown, you've heard this before from the flight attendant. The oxygen mask are going to come down. Who do you have to put the oxygen mask on first? It's not your kids. It's not your wife. It's not the person sitting next to you. It's you, because you're no good to anyone else if you're passed out. So it's kind of a both and situation here. While I'm saying that if you want to get yourself out of that negative thought loop, you need to be there for other people. The best way you can be there for someone else is to show up for yourself every day. That's why everyone I coach, we do non-negotiables and we move every single day, because we are moving ourselves into positive thoughts so that we can be that source of positivity for someone else. So, hope this helps. As always, share it if it does. We'll see you next time.